Welcome to the News at 10. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Sparkman.
And I'm Tamika Alexander. It has been a beautiful few days all across central Alabama, but it sounds like that may be about to change.
Yeah, we start our show tonight with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. And Richard, you know, it looks like we could be in store for some stormy weather tomorrow.
Yeah, Daniel and Tamika, by the way, good Wednesday night to you. Some severe storms going to be possible across much of our state tomorrow. Tonight, though, no issues to talk about. You can go to bed, no issues to deal with overnight, no severe weather. Temperatures, though, are very mild. 79 to Tuscaloosa, and some of that warm air and moist air will fuel showers and thunderstorms during the daytime hours tomorrow. Have to look well back off towards the west, see the thunderstorm activity about to cross the Mississippi River, and it's going to take its time moving across Mississippi tonight. It will reach West Alabama sometime during the morning hours tomorrow and into those midday hours. Here's what we're talking about in terms of the time frame. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be the favorable window for severe weather in West Alabama, East Alabama. We're talking east of Birmingham between about 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. In this threat area, we could all see damaging wind gusts, maybe an isolated tornado in West Alabama. The better chance for maybe a tornado or two will happen, I think, south and east of Tuscaloosa and south of Birmingham there in that red shaded box over parts of southeast Alabama. Certainly stay weather alert tomorrow. We'll keep a very close eye on it and let you know more details as it becomes available.
Thanks, Richard. Along with the possibility of stormy weather, there comes a number of school closings. Systems already planning to dismiss early tomorrow.
And here are the closings that we know about so far. Clay County schools dismissing 2 hours early. Coosa County dismissing schools at noon. Etowah County schools closing at 11:30 a.m. Jacksonville City schools closing at noon. Oxford City schools closing at 12:15 p.m. Pell City schools closing at noon. St. Clair County dismissing schools at noon. Selma City schools dismissed at 11:30 a.m. Walker County schools closing at 11:30 a.m. There is still no word on Tuscaloosa City or county schools or the Jefferson County school system. For the latest update on delays and closings, check WVUATV.com. But today was a nice day for some baseball. The Birmingham Barons are once again back in the Magic City, and the first pitch in their brand new ballpark happened just hours ago.
It did, and WVUA's Travis Leader was there live, and he joins us now with more. Travis, it was a good night for baseball.
That's right, guys. You could not have asked for a better night here at Regions Field in downtown Birmingham. The Birmingham Barons won 9-5 tonight over the Mississippi Braves, and the fans were treated to an amazing fireworks show that just ended about 10 minutes ago. And I spoke to a lot of the fans here at the ballpark, and they say they're just glad to see baseball back in Birmingham.
1, 2, 3.
Baseball is back in Birmingham.
This is where they started, and they're coming back tonight, and I think all the fans and everybody in the community are just very excited about that.
Some Birmingham residents say it's good to see the Barons playing just down the road.
We're glad they're playing in Birmingham. We also live quite close. We're big baseball fans, and we live just a few blocks away, and so we're excited about having them close at hand.
Barons fans say minor league baseball brings a unique charm that you don't always find in the big leagues.
I like the way that you can afford to go to the game. It doesn't cost you everything, and you can go more than one time during the year.
Barons ownership says success would mean tonight's experience can live on generation after generation.
If fans have a great experience here and continue to come out and watch baseball, bring their children, and create memories for their kids, is it so that the next generation can come out and enjoy it as well.
Now, tonight's game was a sellout, but if you want to come and enjoy this brand new field and the Birmingham Barons, tickets are still available for the rest of the week's games. Reporting live in downtown Birmingham, Travis Leader, WVUA News. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Travis. Now an update on the Highlands homicide investigation in Tuscaloosa. The search for answers continues nearly 7 weeks after 73-year-old Kate Ragsdale was found dead in her home. The autopsy says the cause of death is sharp force injury. The Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit is working with the FBI lab in Virginia and the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences DNA lab. Lieutenant Kip Hart says the next step is for the evidence to come back from the lab. Governor Bentley announced a reward of $5,000, and Hart says several residents are raising reward money. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 205-752-STOP. In Tuscaloosa County, law enforcement have decided to increase the charges in a fatal wreck that happened earlier this year. On February 16th, a car that 19-year-old Caleb Hoggle was driving crashed, killing 19-year-old Kendall Gamble. The accident happened on Camp Cherry Austin Road in Brookwood. Investigators say there is enough probable cause from witness statements, evidence from the scene, and medical records to charge Hoggle with murder. Hoggle turned himself into the Tuscaloosa County Jail. He is currently being held on a $35,000 bond.
Continuing in tonight's Crime Watch, a Tuscaloosa County teen is dead after a shooting. Police say the 17-year-old male was found laying in a parking lot with gunshot wounds near condominiums on Jack Warner Parkway. Around 11 o'clock last night, police were called to the River Road condominiums. Lieutenant Kip Hart says that's where they found Matthew Hunter Callahan from Cottondale. Callahan was taken to DCH Regional Medical Center where he later died. Hart says he was a student at Shelton State Community College. Hart told WVUA they're not positive on suspects or motives at the moment.
People that found him did not know him. We're not sure if it was somebody who he was going to meet or if it was just a stranger, but we believe he was meeting somebody there, and then whatever happened, happened.
If you have any information on this incident, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 205-752-STOP. And after a stabbing rampage on a college campus in Houston, Texas, injured at least 12 people yesterday, the topic of gun control and how that could have played a factor in the outcome has come back up.
WVUA's Victoria Sheehan joins us now in Victoria. I understand you've spoke with some students here in Tuscaloosa to see what they have to say about the current campus gun policies.
That's right. And you know, every student I spoke with said even after the news of the campus stabbings yesterday, they all feel safe here on UA's campus, but they agree that the conversation around campus gun control could set the tone for an even bigger national debate.
The University of Alabama's current weapons policy reminds students that it's illegal or unauthorized for them to possess firearms, ammunition, explosives, other weapons, or dangerous chemicals on university property. However, students who have sporting, hunting, recreational, or target weapons for off-campus use may bring the items to UAPD for registration and free storage. And most university students say they agree with the campus rules, but events like Tuesday's stabbings or mass shootings like Sandy Hook have caused students to at least reconsider what should be allowed on campus.
It's not going to make me go out and want to buy one here in this Texas thing, but I know that will make some people.
I feel like with gun control, if students may not be able to carry them, at least our administrators should be in a position to at least carry them. So if something happens, just like at Houston the other day and the elementary school earlier this past year, if an administrator had some type of protection, I feel like we'll be in a better protective stage, knowing that if something happens, they at least can be able, they have a weapon or something to protect all us as students.
But not all agree.
I feel like with a gun, it would just kind of make things worse, honestly. Just like that, just having a guard, I mean, just really like be careful like where you go at all times, and I feel like that would just take away the peacefulness and serenity of this campus, just because that's a threat and like an issue. I think that would kind of make things worse, honestly.
And so the national debate roars on. And even here, students know feeling secure doesn't always mean they're immune to worst case scenarios.
So I feel like we're very safe on our campus, but at the same time, I feel like that can happen probably at any campus.
And if you or someone you know needs to register a weapon or even find out more information on weapons, the weapons policy on UA's campus, call UAPD at 205-348-5454 for their check-in service, and it is available 24 hours a day. Tamika.
Thanks, Victoria. Here's your chance to help investigators find a missing piece of the puzzle in their search for Tuscaloosa County's most wanted.
I'm Chief Deputy Ron Abernathy with Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, and we need your help locating some of Tuscaloosa County's most wanted. Tyrone Edward Jones, black male, 52 years of age, 5'4", 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, last known to be living in the 2000 block of 21st Avenue, Tuscaloosa. Wanted for burglary 3rd degree, theft of property first, unlawful breaking and entering of a motor vehicle. Edward Lamar Leaning, white male, 52 years of age, 5'7", 175 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes, last known to be living in the 100 block of Magnolia Street, Lincoln, Alabama. Wanted for robbery 3, obstructing justice by giving a false name. Brian Sorrell Jackson, black male, 37 years of age, 6 foot, 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, last known to be living in the 6000 block of Woodlands Forest Drive, Tuscaloosa. Wanted for assault second degree, discharging gun into an occupied building. If you have any information on these or others wanted by the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, please contact us at 464-8672 or on our website at www.tcsoal.org. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Working together, we will continue to make Tuscaloosa County a safer place to live. Thank you.
And turning now to our education watch, Tuscaloosa County Schools search for a new superintendent. Today was round 2 of interviews for that new superintendent position. A total of 5 people are in the running to become their new leader.
2 more candidates were interviewed today. Up first was Dr. Elizabeth Swinford. She currently serves as the superintendent of the Vicksburg Warren School District in Mississippi. Dr. Swinford told WVUA the many roles she has held in the education system make her a good fit for this position.
I think I bring well-rounded experience as a teacher, principal, manage a lot of curriculum and instruction and professional development. I also have an HR background. Helps me realize that you don't get anything done unless you're good to your people.
This afternoon, Dr. Brenda Rickett went before the board for her interview. Rickett is the assistant superintendent for the Opelika school system. She got her start in education working in Tuscaloosa. Rickett served as a teacher in the Tuscaloosa city school system for 8 years. She says her knowledge of the area makes her the best candidate for the position.
I have a history here from Tuscaloosa, being from Tuscaloosa, born and raised, and spending time in the Tuscaloosa County school system as an administrator. I feel like it gives me a unique perspective to be able, now that I've gone away, learned a lot more, be able to come back and share that with the community.
There are more interviews coming in the day ahead. At 10 a.m., Dr. Wayne Vickers. Then at 3 o'clock, Dr. Valia Lee. All interviews are going to be held in the boardroom at the central office and are open to the public. Officials say they hope to announce the new superintendent by April 25th and have that person start by July 1st. And some big news from the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. A big-name act announced today headed to the Druid City. Country
superstar Brad Paisley will be performing this summer. The concert is set for Friday, June 14th. Doors open at 6 with the music starting at 7. Tickets cost from $35 to $59 and will go on sale Friday, April 19th at 10 a.m. This is also the same weekend that Earth, Wind & Fire are playing the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater.
Welcome back. 2 parents accused of abducting their 2 young sons and sailing off to Cuba are back on U.S. soil where they have been placed under arrest.
It was Cuba that turned Josh and Sharyn Hakken over to the U.S. after they were spotted Tuesday at a marina in Havana. Florida authorities sent a plane to Havana to bring them back to Tampa overnight. The couple is suspected of kidnapping their kids, who are 2 and 4 years old, from their maternal grandparents. The grandparents have had legal custody since early April. Upon their return to Florida, the parents were booked into the Hillshire County Jail.
We do appreciate the Cuban authorities' extensive cooperation to resolve this situation quickly. Elise, as we talked about yesterday, one of the department's highest priorities is the welfare of U.S. citizens, and particularly children, who are our most vulnerable citizens. So thanks to a joint effort by the Department of State, FBI, U.S. Coast Guard, the 2 U.S. citizen children are safely back at their home. So late last night, the U.S. Interest Section in Havana facilitated the handover of custody of the 2 children from Cuban authorities to U.S. law enforcement.
Now, the couple faces a federal charge of unlawful flight to avoid prosecution and state charges of kidnapping and interference with child custody. Well, it's an intense situation in the Koreas, with South Korean military now manning their posts.
The South, along with the U.S., is warning that North Korea could conduct a missile test launch without warning. The missile in question is a previously untested weapon with a possible range of a little over 2 miles. Officials believe it could reach as far as Guam, a territory that's home to U.S. naval and air bases, where the United States recently said it was placing missile defense systems.
All 4 firefighters held hostage in suburban Atlanta are alive and expected to be okay. Police say the suspect in the hostage standoff is dead. The Gwinnett County firefighters suffered minor injuries when authorities entered a Swanee home to free them. A law enforcement officer was shot in the incident, but his injury is not considered life-threatening. The firefighters were among 5 originally taken hostage this afternoon when they responded to the home on a medical call. Police have not said what triggered the hostage situation. Well, back here at home, we're going to have to be watching for our weather alerts tomorrow.
Yeah, really close. We're watching things that's certainly very close for tomorrow. Severe storms are expected across much of central and west Alabama. We'll talk more about that after the break, of course, but we had record-breaking heat today. In fact, 87 this afternoon, a record high. The old record was 86, so we actually broke that record there by 1 degree, but is cooler weather on the way? What about the risk of severe storms? Your forecast is after the break.